Today guys, we're going to raft one of the mightiest rivers in New Zealand.
We are going to be hitting the grade 5 rapids of the Rangitata River.
This morning we are heading to the base of Rangitata Raft, where as soon as we arrive we are being fed, and that is how every single tour should start. After a good feast we are heading to the hangar where we're going to be learning all about the equipments that we're going to be given for our tour today. Maddie, our tour leader, has a really cool technique to show us how to layer all the equipment for whitewater rafting. Then we collect everything we need and head toward the changing room. Then we finally look the part, they just quickly check that the life jackets are safe enough, and then we're off to the river.
Yeah, so my name's Matt, I'll be one of the guys today. In that bus there we have Maddie, the trip leader. Okay, now she's quite cool. If you have any questions, queries, complaints, rashes you need looked at, talk to her.
It's a 20-minute trip to the Rangitata River, but our guides keep it super entertaining the whole way, and once we arrive at the river we get a quick briefing on land before getting into the very first section of the Rangitata River rafting. Before we begin, let me just tell you that this is not your average river. It's the only year-round grade 5 whitewater rafting river in New Zealand, and it is full on all the way. But the challenge is definitely worth it to see some of the most pristine scenery of the Canterbury region. The first few rapids are small enough for us to learn some essential paddle commands that we're really going to need throughout this trip. Because this is a grade 5 river, we are really going to have to be on top of our game because there is no room for error.
But we have a big ace on our hand right here. Gumby is our guide today. He's super experienced. Gumby is from the US and has whitewater rafting experience all over the world, including guiding experience in the Colorado River, which is one of the mightiest rivers in the US. So that's pretty cool. So in short, we totally feel in good hands. On the next more mellow section, he's gonna get us to practice how to get someone back onto the raft if they fall. So I'm volunteering, falling onto the raft, and I'm in complete despair. Please guys, help me to get back on a boat. I must have put on a lot of weight because it takes 2 of them to get me back onto the raft, but it was well worth practicing because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need that skill later. As we are going down the beautiful Rangitata River, everything is changing. The beautiful sceneries is getting even more beautiful as we are leaving the pastures of the local farmlands and are heading toward the Rangitata Gorge, which features rocky cliffs on both sides of the river. We are also getting to see the Rangitata River getting mightier by the minute. Every single wave that we are hitting is getting bigger, and our raft feels really small amongst all those massive waves. The small rapids that we are tackling right now are only grade 3, and they're already really huge and much beyond anything else we've seen before, so I can't even wait to see what the grade 5 rapids look like. Every single rafting guide has a different style to approach rapid, and Gumby is from the US and he's using the American way, which is charging right in the middle of the rapid as fast as we can to basically ride the waves. It's not for the faint-hearted. And things are about to get even bigger, so we are taking the time to slow down after a couple of rapids and head toward the shore of the river, where every single raft guide is going to confer. They are chatting about the strategy to approach the next rapid. Apparently it's a really big one and they all need to come up with a plan that's going to work for everybody. Every guide also gives their raft the option to opt out. This is now your time. If you thought that this grade 3 rapid was too big for you to opt out of the grade 5, you can walk alongside the river with the photographers, but obviously no one opts out in our raft and we are heading charging ahead of the rapids.
This is where shit gets serious. We are getting absolutely hammered by the rapids. There's water splashing all over the place. We can barely see. All we can hear are Gumby's paddle instructions, which we can absolutely not fault at because if we do, this raft is gonna flip. After that epic adrenaline rush, we just feel pure relief once we make it down that last rapid. That was a set of 50 meters of grade 5 rapids, but what we're about to tackle is 300 meters of grade 5 rapids. So Gumby is pulling us aside, he's explaining what we're going to be tackling next, and the tension is really building. This is serious now and we are going to head straight towards that next set of rapids. As we approach the rapids, the noise of the water is just echoing around the canyon, making us feel like the waves are so much bigger. Gumby is shouting orders non-stop. We have no time to rest. We have to do this right.
It feels like we are surfing on the milky blue waters of the glacial-fed Rangitata River. The feeling of action-packed tour is real right here, and we are spending 3 hours on the river. We are sure to get our exercise today. It turns out that our team is putting it together, and we are maneuvering ourselves with skills and even with a little bit of flair amongst the massive rapids. We are getting some really awesome pictures, some awesome shots, and we are making it through even the biggest rapid of the day. And that is not the case for everybody, as our following raft is about to flip. It's absolutely amazing to see that up close and not being the one in the water. But there is no time to rest. For us, it is time to actually try to catch any stranders. People are scattered all over the river as 2 rafts are flipped on the same rapid. So we are grabbing people, trying to pull them on a raft. They're all safely floating down the river, but it would be much easier for us to get everybody on the raft. Every single guide is jumping onto different rafts, flipping them around, collecting people. The organization amongst this huge chaos is absolutely impressive. Nobody goes missing despite the fact that it looks like a very dangerous situation. I am in awe of how in control our guides were during this absolutely amazing moment. We thought that we literally lost people, but every single guide knew where everybody was at all time. We collect everybody, gather our thoughts, take the time to catch a breath. Whew! We made it through the biggest rapid of the day.
After our guides make sure that everyone is safely back in their rafts, we can all finally take a breather and just let the adrenaline calm down before making our way onto the rest of the river, which is a lot more mellower. And by this point, we feel like we can tackle pretty much anything this river throws at us. At this point, we can take in the amazing scenery of the Rangitata Gorge, which has really milky waters, which is fed by glaciers in the Southern Alps. And this makes a huge contrast to the grey, rocky and rugged river gorge walls. As soon as you hear the word glacial water, you know what Robin wants to do. And yes, it is as cold as it sounds. The rest of us follow Robin into the icy cold waters. Just enough time to realise that whitewater rafting isn't quite as good without a raft, so we're hopping back into the boat to finish our trip. However, people don't seem as enthusiastic to pull others back into their rafts if there's no dangerous rapids around. This goes to show that whitewater rafting is a team sport, and that's one of the really cool things about rafting, is that it's a totally social activity and just so much fun to do as a group. Our final team effort is getting the raft out of the water and carrying it up to the bus. We end the tour feeling happily exhausted, but now it's time for us to make our way back to the Rangitata Raft base, where a classic Kiwi barbecue is waiting for us. We have sausages, we have salad, we're mingling with our new friends that we met in the rafts, and also seeing the photos of the hilarious facial expressions that we had while rapids were hitting us in the face. So yeah, I do not look good when I'm whitewater rafting. I can see that now.